What if I told you that millions of Americans are driving cars they can't afford, trapped in a cycle of debt, or that people are using new forms of credit for everyday things like groceries, digging themselves into a financial hole without realizing it? This isn't a scare tactic. It's the reality of money in America today. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 10 surprising and frankly shocking financial statistics about Americans in 2025. These aren't just numbers on a page. They tell a story about the financial struggles and successes of people just like you. For each of these truths, we're going to give you a practical and very simple action step. Something you can do right now to avoid the common pitfalls and start building a much stronger financial future. Let's start with something most of us use every day: our cars. Did you know that in 2025, nearly 1 in 3 people trading in their car are underwater on their loan? Almost 30% owe more on their car than it's actually worth. The average amount of this negative equity has hit a record high of nearly $7,000. Think about that. Imagine you want to sell your car. You still owe $10,000 on it, but the best offer you can get is $3,000. That means you have to write a check for $7,000 just to get rid of it. Or worse, you roll that debt into your next car loan, starting your new purchase already deep in the red. This is a debt trap that keeps people stuck. They're paying for a car they don't even own anymore. The reason this happens is simple. People are financing cars for longer terms, sometimes up to 84 months, and they're trading them in too quickly before they've paid off a significant portion. So what can you do? Follow the 20-4-10 rule for car buying. Put down at least 20% as a down payment. Finance the car for no more than 4 years, and make sure your total car expenses are no more than 10% of your gross monthly income. This will keep you from going underwater. Next up is a trend that has exploded: buy now, pay later, or BNPL. It seems so convenient, right? Split your purchase into 4 easy payments. No interest. What's the harm? Well, here's the shocking truth. A whopping 76% of Americans are now using these services, and almost half have missed a payment. This isn't just for big-ticket items anymore. Nearly half of BNPL users are using it for groceries, and more than a third are using it for medical bills. People are financing their basic needs, and it's creating a new kind of debt crisis. What's even more concerning is that 2/3 of BNPL users are juggling multiple loans at once, and the majority have more than 5 open loans at the same time. And here's the kicker. Almost 40% of people don't even know that FICO is starting to factor in your BNPL payment history, so all those missed payments could soon be dragging down your credit score. Here's what you need to do. Treat buy now, pay later like a credit card. It's a loan, it's debt. If you wouldn't put it on your credit card, don't put it on a buy now, pay later plan. And if you use these services, make sure you have a clear plan to pay it off on time, every time. Statistic 3, the mountain of household debt. Now let's zoom out. Total household debt in the United States has reached a staggering $18.59 trillion. It's more than the entire economy of China. This mountain of debt is made up of mortgages, car loans, student loans, and credit card debt. And it's growing every quarter. The problem isn't just the amount, it's that more and more people are struggling to pay it back. The rate of people falling behind is at its highest level since the beginning of 2020. This isn't just an abstract economic problem. It has real-world consequences. High levels of debt can cause stress, anxiety, and relationship problems. It can prevent you from saving for the future or starting a business. It can keep you trapped in a job you hate. What you need is a debt payoff plan. Start by listing all of your debts, from smallest to largest. Then, decide which method you want to use. The debt snowball method involves paying off the smallest debt first to get a quick win. The debt avalanche method involves paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, which will save you the most money. Statistic 4, the credit card delinquency divide. Let's dig deeper and talk about credit cards. Credit card debt has surpassed $1.2 trillion, but the truly shocking statistic is about who is struggling the most. The delinquency rate has skyrocketed for the lowest income Americans. In just a few years, it has jumped from around 15% to nearly 23%. That's a 53% increase. This shows a widening gap in financial security. While some people manage their credit card debt, a growing number are falling further behind. They're trapped in a cycle of high-interest debt. They're using credit cards to cover basic living expenses and then getting hit with late fees and penalty interest rates. If you are struggling with credit card debt, you're not alone. There's help available. Consider reaching out to a nonprofit credit counseling agency. They can help you create a budget, negotiate with your creditors, and develop a plan to get out of debt. Statistic 5, the disappearing savings. Let's shift gears and talk about savings. The personal savings rate in the United States is just 4.4%. That means for every $100 of take-home pay, the average American is only saving $4.40. This is dangerously low. The personal savings rate was over 7% just a few years ago. Financial experts recommend a savings rate of at least 15% to be on track for a secure retirement. So the average American is saving less than a third of what they should be. When we look at actual dollar amounts, the picture is even more bleak. The median savings for Gen Z is just $3,400. For millennials, it's $9,000. For Gen X, it's $9,600. And for baby boomers, it's $11,000. The solution is to automate your savings. The single most effective way to save more money is to make it automatic. You won't even miss it. Set up a direct deposit from your paycheck to a separate savings account. Even if you can only start with $25 a week, it will add up over time. The key is to pay yourself first. This leads us to our next shocking statistic. Nearly 60% of Americans don't have enough savings to cover an unexpected $1,000 emergency. A single car repair, a medical bill, or a broken appliance could send more than half the country into a financial tailspin. And 42% don't have an emergency fund at all. This is a 5-alarm fire for financial security. An emergency fund is the foundation of a healthy financial life. It's the buffer that protects you from life's unexpected curveballs. Without it, you're forced to rely on credit cards or payday loans to cover emergencies. Financial experts recommend having 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses saved. But even having just $2,000 can make a huge difference. It can be the difference between a minor inconvenience and a major crisis. Make building an emergency fund your number one priority. Before you start investing, you need a solid emergency fund. Open a high-yield savings account and start funding it with every extra dollar. Cut back on your spending, pick up a side hustle, or sell some things you don't need. Statistic 7. The investing gap. Now let's talk about building wealth. The single most powerful tool for building wealth is investing in the stock market. Yet, a shocking 38% of Americans do not own any stocks at all. That's nearly 4 out of every 10 people missing out on the power of compound growth. This isn't just a problem for low-income Americans. Even among people with moderate incomes, a significant number are not investing. They're leaving a massive amount of money on the table, money that could be growing for them, even while they sleep. Why are so many people not investing? Some think it's too risky. Some think it's too complicated. And some just don't think they have enough money to get started. But the truth is, investing has never been more accessible than it is today. Start investing now, even if it's just a small amount. You can open a brokerage account online in just a few minutes, and you can start investing in a low-cost index fund with as little as $1. An index fund gives you instant diversification. You're not trying to pick individual winning stocks. You're betting on the long-term growth of the overall market. Time is your most valuable asset. This leads us directly to our next shocking statistic. 41% of American adults don't have any retirement savings. Almost half the country is on track to have nothing saved for their golden years. They will be completely reliant on Social Security, which is only designed to replace a portion of your pre-retirement income. Even among those who are saving, the numbers are not encouraging. The average retirement savings per household is just over $100,000. That might sound like a lot, but if you withdraw 4% a year, that's only $4,000 a year, or about $333 a month. The good news is that the total 401k savings rate has hit a record high of 14.3%. This is close to the recommended 15%, but this number is skewed by high-income earners. Take full advantage of your employer's 401k plan, especially if they offer a match. A 401k match is free money. It's a guaranteed return. If your employer offers a match, you should be contributing at least enough to get the full match. If you don't have a 401k at work, you can open an individual retirement account, or IRA. Now for a statistic that's truly mind-boggling. The top 10% of earners in the United States now own almost 2/3 of the country's total wealth, and the top 1% alone holds nearly 1/3 of all the wealth. This is a level of wealth inequality that we haven't seen in a century. To put it in starker terms, the top 12 billionaires in America have a collective net worth of over $2 trillion. That's more than the bottom 50% of the country combined. The wealth of the top 10 billionaires grew by nearly $700 billion in the last year alone. This isn't just about the super rich getting richer. It's about the middle class getting squeezed and the poor getting left behind. The median wealth for Black households is just $24,000. For Hispanic households, it's $36,000. Focus on what you can control. You may not be able to change the entire system overnight, but you can take steps to build your own wealth. This means increasing your income, saving and investing a larger portion, and making smart financial decisions. Finally, let's end on a statistic that is both shocking and easy to fix. The average interest rate on a traditional savings account is 0.07%. That's almost nothing. Meanwhile, the best high-yield savings accounts are offering rates as high as 5%. That's a difference of more than 70 times. Think about what that means. If you have $10,000 in a traditional savings account, you're earning about $7 a year. If you move that to a high-yield savings account, you could be earning $500 a year. Why are so many people still using traditional savings accounts? For some, it's inertia. They've had the same bank account for years. For others, it's a lack of awareness. They don't know that high-yield savings accounts exist, but opening a high-yield savings account is incredibly easy. It takes just a few minutes online. Open a high-yield savings account today. This is the single easiest way to start earning more money on your savings. Do a quick online search for the best high-yield savings accounts. Compare the rates, then open an account and transfer your savings. So there you have it. 10 shocking financial statistics about Americans in 2025. It's a sobering picture, but it's not a hopeless one. For every problem, there is a solution. The key is to take action. Don't let these numbers paralyze you. Let them motivate you to take control of your money. Start by picking just one of the action steps we talked about today. Whether it's creating a debt payoff plan, automating your savings, or opening a high-yield savings account, every small step will move you closer to your financial goals. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And let us know in the comments which of these statistics surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and remember, your financial future is in your hands. You've got this.